Hello everyone. As you all know, the GameCube is turning 20 years old this year, and in honor of its 20th birthday, I thought it would be a good idea to revise a review I made 2 years ago and see how the GameCube performs in 2021 and whether it's worth investing in. Now, on to the video. The Nintendo GameCube was released on November 5th, 2001, making it 20 years old. It's honestly pretty hard to think that this console is reaching the age where it's legally considered a grandpa. By grandpa, I mean it's 3 generations behind or older. Yes, I know the Switch doesn't have a successor yet, but the PS4 and Xbox One do, so by a small technicality, it's a grandpa. And this console sold 22 million units. This sounds like a decent amount, but even the original Xbox, a brand new, mediocre line of consoles that are too expensive for what they're worth, sold more than it, but I digress. I will give it the pass that it sold more than the Dreamcast, so that's a win, I guess. For reference, the Dreamcast sold 9.13 million units, so congratulations, GameCube, you outsold a dead console. The GameCube wasn't the most powerful system at the time either, but when was the last time Nintendo was actually the most powerful? The Super Nintendo? The Nintendo 64? Either way, it was at least 25 years ago. With its 32-bit IBM PowerPC 750CXE running at a minuscule 485 MHz and its ATI Flipper GPU, you couldn't really classify this as powerful. Fun fact, the GameCube's code name during its development was Project Dolphin, so its GPU was named accordingly. Also, this was the only system at the time to be unable to output HD video. The Xbox and PS2 had very pint-sized libraries that supported up to 1080i, outputting from a component cable. The GameCube also had a component cable, but in order to make it work on standard TVs, Nintendo had to manufacture an impossible to replicate chip that made 480p possible on older models of GameCube since they took out the feature. But why are they so elusive and they aren't supported on newer models? Well, at the time of the cable's debut, component inputs on TVs weren't exactly the most common, to say the least. Especially because there was almost no point to it. On a standard consumer TV, it would have looked the same, and they couldn't even enable progressive mode since CRT's native resolutions are 240p and 480i. But around 2005 to 2007, when the GameCube was fizzling out, component inputs were more widely available to consumers, and the recent rise of flat-screen HD TVs made it all the more appealing, especially with enhanced definition TVs. There was one problem, however. Nintendo had stopped producing these cables circa 2003 because of a lack of consumer interest. And then, as already mentioned, the port was already removed from later models of the GameCube. So, with the combination of poor sales and lack of support, it's pretty easy to understand why these cables cost as much as a used PS4. The GameCube is certainly a high-ticket item nowadays. Well, the games at least. Most good quality first-party titles cost anywhere from $30 to over $150. If you can really devote yourself to collecting, it isn't insanely difficult to get the complete set of GameCube games at all. In fact, a lot of people have done it. Sure, there may be some European or Japanese exclusive games that will cost you a pretty penny to buy, and even when you get them, you will need that specific region's console to play them, or have someone or yourself mod your own for it. These systems are region locked, so those cheaper European games will need a way to play them. But some of the best games ever released by Nintendo were on this console. F-Zero GX, Animal Crossing, Luigi's Mansion, Mario Kart Double Dash, Super Mario Sunshine, Wave Race Blue Storm, Super Smash Bros. Melee, and so many more. F-Zero and Wave Race both died on this console, and it kinda makes me sad, but I'm happy they both went out with a banger. Seriously, Wave Race's models and water look so nice, and being a launch title, This is a wonderful game to end the lineage with, even if it was only one of 3 games. F-Zero has a similar story attached to its head too. Great models, but it just spontaneously combusted and died. So many franchises were born on this console too. Chibi Robo is just a cute little game about helping a family, and you control a mini robot. What's not to love? Animal Crossing, don't even get me started! I made an entire video about that, so I'll spare you the time. Pikmin was born here, and so was Metroid Prime. Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles came to be, and the Mario Strikers line kicked down the door too. You see what I mean? The GameCube was the gateway to so many cherished franchises we all know and love today. The best part is, so many remasters are coming out too, with Luigi's Mansion being remade on the 3DS, Super Mario Sunshine bundled in with Super Mario 3D All-Stars, and all of the new Play Control games were all GameCube games at one point too.
What do I think of the little brick? Well, I think it deserves all the newfound attention it has. And I have loved this thing ever since I knew it existed. What does it rank on the scale? In my eyes, it gets a 7.5 out of 8. The only reason for it not getting a perfect score is its lack of a way to play games in a better resolution in a cost-effective manner.
With that, I hope you all liked the review. If you'd like to see more like this, please subscribe and like this video. Leave a comment with your ideas. I may even just incorporate them into its own review, and I'll give you a shout out for your idea.